deep blue waters surrounding Madeira have for many years been the haunt of one of the largest and fastest pelagic predators of the oceans. Atlantic blue marlin roam these rich waters every year, feeding on a varied diet of squid, mackerel and small tuna. Large schools of dolphin confirm that this is the place to be if you're a pelagic billfish or a sports fisherman. Madeira Island is the top of a massive shield volcano formed over 5 million years ago that rises 6 kilometers from the floor of the Atlantic Ocean. The island has a subtropical climate that is strongly influenced by the Gulf Stream, giving it one of the mildest climates in the world. It's to these shores that we travel to find the agricultural coastal region of Calheta, which has become in the last few years a mecca for local and visiting sports anglers. This weekend they are here for the first of 5 national big game events, the Madeira Blue Marlin 3rd Antonio Ribeiro Trophy, a billfish all-release tournament.
When they had the first tournament 3 years ago, it was actually a tournament where you would kill fish to win, and I don't kill fish. So when I was asked to fish the tournament, I refused. So as a result of that, they asked if I'd make a presentation to all the anglers and see if I could convince them to make this a release tournament rather than a kill tournament. Most of the tournaments in Europe are all kill tournaments at this point. So I did. I made a presentation. I told them why it's important to have a release tournament, especially in this fishery, because all these fish are females here. And if just one female is killed, it's a potential of 12, 13, 15 million eggs that aren't going to make it into the water stream. So it's important for me as a conservationist to make sure that we get a release tournament. Well, after I made my presentation, 100% of the anglers voted to make this a release tournament, and that's why we have it as such today.
The tournament, organised by the Big Game Club of Portugal, honours the local physician and surgeon Dr. Antonio Ribeiro, who this year will be 96 years old. He is probably the oldest living legend of all blue marlin fishermen, pioneering the start of big game fishing in Madeira in the late 1940s.
Quem começou com a pesca desportiva foi eu. Comecei devagarinho no Porto Santo, a pescar, e depois cheguei aqui, comprei o barco, para ir lá, para lá, para cá, para cá. Este barco, eu acabei depois por comprar este barco em Machico, e depois lhe o nome Ceifia. Sabe porquê era Ceifia? Porque um dia costumava ir fazer mergulho, pescar de mergulho, e deixava a minha mulher a pescar com uma caninha, sabes? No Porto Santo. E quando eu voltei, ela estava a dormir e tinha um peixinho na ponte, que era uma ceifia. Nunca tinha pescado antes. Caçava. Mas talvez a última vez que eu cacei, tenho vergonha de dizer isto. Eu estava sem a espingarda e veio um coelho e parou e começou assim a olhar para mim. Eu disse, olha, vai-te embora que não te quero matar. Ah, meu Deus. apanhei um atum com 94 quilos.
Deus,
Um
grande.
atum para tu. Agora já bateram mais.
Ah, aqui está o atum.
É. Este é um certificado da pesca do Acre. A data qual foi?
54.
1954. Pesquei o atum, que foi recorde do mundo, recorde mundial. Aquilo está claro, com 510 quilos. Eu pesquei sozinho com o meu filho durante não sei quantas horas. Começamos a cansá-lo lá fora, Depois começamos a levá-lo mais para a terra, para ele descansar, para ele começar mais a andar. E no fim, ele que chegou lá, entregou-se. Na altura pescava-se como eu pescava.
Sim.
Trazíamos aquilo à distância e o peixe jogava, apanhava, porque era com cavalas assim grandes.
Ok, cavalos.
Ou podia ser com uma cavala, ou podia ser com uma coisa artificial. E eles, assim que jogavam, nós começávamos a manobrar, demora horas, 10 horas, 8 horas, 10 horas. Depois eles começávamos a puxá-los para a terra, quando eles começavam a sentir, estavam perto do fundo, começavam lá fora, com uma distância enorme. Não foi. Sabe porquê é que não é menos pesca? Sabe? Eu era amigo do comandante do Porto, muito amigo da mulher dele e da filha dele. Nessa altura, quem mandava na pesca era o comandante do Porto. Eles andavam a apanhar. O senhor nunca viu uma espada pequenina. As espadas aqui passam com ovas. Eles vão apanhando, comendo as ovas. E disse o comandante, eu fiz os estudos, era durante um mês de junho, princípio de julho, era durante um mês que elas passavam aqui. Eu disse, doutor, mas isso se proíbe a pesca ao tempo em que elas passam aqui. Eu disse, não, porque vai haver umas férias do 25 de Abril, aqueles pescadores vão ficar revoltados e vai ser uma chatice, mais isto e mais aquilo. Não sei, vou saber. Hoje em dia não há pescado, não. Eles para pescar espadas já vão para perto dos Açores e para aqui para lá. Acabaram com as espadas na Madeira. Eu acho que realmente nós não devemos matar coisas que nós não vamos utilizar. Não estou de acordo, não. Estou de acordo, mas eu soltei muitos.
Sim.
Eu soltei muitos que eu vi que eles estavam já cansados, mas que ainda viviam. Eu tirava-lhe um anzol e eles iam para ali baixo, e depois começavam a andar assim. A pescar, já há muito tempo. A pescar propriamente já há muito tempo. Sabe quantos anos é que eu tenho? Diga.
Não sei, 70, 80?
Quanto?
70,
Muito obrigado,
80?
muito amável. 96 anos.
Uau, mas o senhor está
E se durar
muito rijo.
até o dia 10 de julho, faz 96 e meio.
Uau.
Tenho saudades do pescar.
Tenho saudades de tantas coisas.
I really like the passion of the Portuguese Big Game Club. That you can tell that they're very into this tournament, and I've had the luck of fishing tournaments all over the world, and this group of fishermen, they're very passionate about this, and they're very committed to the cause. So I'm looking forward to a good tournament and hopefully some big fish. It's been tough the last couple of days, so hopefully it'll get better for everybody.
Nuevas pasiones y emociones toca mi puerta. Se te abrirá otro mundo. Bienvenidos a mi fiesta que enseguida va a empezar. Donde el ritmo y la música no paran de sonar. No te escondas, no temas sentir calor y alegría. Abre los ojos, tu sueño no es fantasía. Bienvenidos a mi fiesta que enseguida va a empezar. Donde el ritmo y la música no paran de sonar. Siempre, cariño mío, bailamos como en las locas fiestas de
vez que eu venho cá à Madeira. Ano passado fui convidada, não participei e gostei de tal maneira que este ano, mesmo não vindo na minha equipa, vim integrada numa equipa de várias, constituída por várias equipas de outros barcos. Se não tivesse gostado, não tinha regressado. E o clima é ótimo, o ambiente é muito bom e esta coisa de pescar e libertar faz parte da nossa, já faz parte da nossa tradição da pesca grossa. Nunca matar o peixe.
Mi fiesta que enseguida va a empezar, donde el ritmo y la música no paran de sonar.
Well, I think it's a wonderful idea to have this tournament here in Madeira. I know it's the third year, and I think it will do wonders for Madeira. They need to probably have a couple more tournaments over the years, but this is a good start. We have this tournament in honor of a great person, Mr. Ribeiro, who was one of the pioneers of big game fishing here in Madeira, as well as, you know, I mean, it's the best thing I think that could happen here in Madeira. Also, I want to say that we're going to need a couple more. We have the 4th of July tournament, we have this one, but maybe 1 or 2 more, and it'll bring more tourists to the island. So, I wish everybody the best.
Desejamos a todos os participantes que, após este evento, saiam daqui muito felizes, independentemente da quantidade de peixe, capturas ou não, e que ano após ano, independentemente da competição que é inerente e está presente, nós possamos rever-nos anualmente numa situação ou num evento também sequer social e que é um reencontro de amigos que vimos aqui reavivar memórias e amizades anuais.
Desejamos que o nosso torneio tenha uma boa organização, tenha um bom sucesso, que o número de participantes continue a aumentar como tem aumentado até aqui e que se torne um torneio de referência para todos os presentes e os seus conhecidos que venham cada vez mais, divulguem a Madeira, seja um bom e um grande torneio.
We can't wait to get out on the rip tomorrow and see what kind of blue marlin we can find.
Yeah, well, tomorrow, everybody in trouble. We're going to kick ass.
We're going to go out and kick ass tomorrow, absolutely.
It was a disappointing first day, with no fish caught, despite some valiant, if somewhat unorthodox crew tricks to try and attract the blue marlin.
Well, basically, all I can say is that we hope that we see some warmer water with, you know, maybe some bait and, of course, some nice blue marlin, you know.
A nossa vinda tem como principal a competição nacional. Quer dizer, a Federação Portuguesa faz juntamente com o Big Club de Portugal campeonato. Desse campeonato há provas que pontuam para o Campeonato Nacional de Portugal. E a nossa equipa é uma que está concorrente para o Campeonato Nacional.
A hospitalidade aqui da Madeira tem sido uma maravilha, a organização também belíssima.
Gostamos bastante de vir aqui à Madeira, já é a segunda vez que cá vimos. Pena que hoje o peixe não tenha colaborado.
Yo pienso que hay muchos españoles que desearían pescar en Portugal por el Marlin.
E vamos ver se vamos acabar em plano com os peixes amanhã.
Madeira is a place that we know it could turn around in one day time, so we hope for the best tomorrow.
Temos expectativas que amanhã as coisas sejam melhores.
En Algarve, por ejemplo, en Portimao, hay una zona importante allí que se pesca el marlin. Luego, Portugal tiene Madeira y tiene Azores, es una maravilla para pescar el marlin.
As the crews prepare for the second day of the tournament, there is only really one thing on their mind: to catch and release the winning blue marlin. They may not have seen any so far, but they certainly remember what these fish look like. The blue marlin caught and released in Madeira average 600 to 700 pounds and occasionally will exceed 1,000 pounds. All of these teams have the same wish: to catch one or more of these magnificent fish to gain the winning points for the tournament. captain, who knows all about 1,000-pound plus blue marlin, is Aníbal Fernandes.
Right from the very beginning, when I started with Roddy, everything was totally different. There was a lot of fish around, tuna, blue marlin. We had lots of success, especially with blue marlin.
Was the size of the fish then bigger than it is now?
Average, say, 600-700, but then we used to see the real big ones, like the 8, the 900, the 1,000 plus. I was lucky to have the pleasure to catch quite a few.
How many grandas do you think that may have been caught and released? Because a lot, even then, you were releasing a lot of fish.
Well, between me and Roddy, I'd say average, easily, anything between 12 and 15
grandas. And was the policy then to also release the fish?
Always, always.
Do you still enjoy going out fishing every day?
Every day, every single day. It's not so easy. The more fish I see jumping at the back of the boat, the happier I get. And my mission is, when we get a bite, bring the fish alongside the boat. Quickly. It is very important to bring the fish to the boat as quickly as possible, so we can release them in good conditions to survive.
One team on the second day that was going to see some action was Barcavella on board at Olympia. They just didn't know it yet. The Marlin World film crew were to spend the day on board Charot, skippered by Captain John Traylor. The team on board Olympia had their first encounter of the day. A turtle had become foul hooked on one of the lines. Happily, it was saved without injuries and released back to the water. Charot, the big white team did not have long to wait to see some action. After several tense minutes, a dorada appeared at the back of the boat. Not quite the marlin they were looking for, but this dorado did provide some distraction for the day. Back on board Olympia, things were really starting to hot up. Did you miss that? Never mind, here it is again. Oops, they lost it. You can only imagine their disappointment, as this fish would have probably won them the tournament. On board Trofeu, it was time to bring in the lines and head for home. Maybe no fish were caught, but at least friends enjoyed the day at sea. Losing a fish did not stop Team Barcavella from celebrating though. At least they had contact with the blue marlin. Captain Peter Bristow has more experience than most when it comes to big game fishing. We caught up with him one morning to talk about the importance of resuscitating fish before release.
It's more and more important every day that we address conservation and we address revival and resuscitation of the fish, because more and more focus is being placed on us as sport fishermen because of pressures in the industry and because of really public awareness, which is the best thing that's ever happened. Finally, Europe and England, UK are gaining public awareness of the terrible plight that the oceans are in, and it's up to us to make sure that we revive and resuscitate every single large marlin that we can. The importance of it is that the fish that we're dealing with here in Madeira in particular are the large breeding stock of the Atlantic. They're the big breeders. So it's important that they are released alive. It all really starts very specifically with the boat captain and the boat owner maybe, and him alone, because he must drive the boat. There was a tendency here years ago to just hook up and stop the boat, and in that situation it was generally accepted that all the fish that were caught here died. So what was the point of ever releasing one? Because they all died, which is not the case. People were just not aware that the fish can be kept swimming by keeping an angle on the line, by keeping the boat going ahead as you're coming to the end of the battle. Keep the angle on the line, keep the fish swimming, keep the fish coming to the boat, and the fish will swim up to the boat. Then the fish can be released. Put a rope on the nose, take a couple of hitches, it won't come off, and tow the fish behind the boat. Let him out 10, 20 meters and tow him along slowly, and sooner or later he will revive. What we are doing is very important as well. We are making contact. The only physical contact with these fish is being made by us, apart from commercial fishermen who kill them. That's a one-way trip. They die. So the contact we make with these fish is vitally important for their survival, for their management, for the future of their of their population in the ocean. We must understand them, and the only understanding we're ever going to have is by physical contact with these kind of boats.
It's important also for the survival of the sport fishing industry and the people that depend on it for their living.
The frightening aspect, the frightening thought of these fisheries, these ocean fisheries completely falling over and the fish becoming extinct is now a very real fact that we have to face. It's important that that we acknowledge the fact it is now predicted that, scientifically predicted, that by 2045 the great fish of the oceans, the tunas, the marlin, which all depend on each other, are going to be extinct, because the graph is going like this, and it's all graphically explained in a new film, End of the Line, which I think has the ability to turn public opinion completely around. The apathy of the public is what is really bad. Without the public support, the politicians won't do anything, and the media won't do anything because they can't sell a newspaper if there is public apathy. It must be driven home the hard way, and people have to understand that this is a very real problem. We are part of that wheel. We are the only ones in contact with these fish who can tell people about them and be the greatest help in their study. But if everyone can release a live blue marlin, then there is a chance that they will survive.
Pasiones y emociones, toca mi puerta, se te abrirá otro mundo. Bienvenidos a mi fiesta que enseguida va a empezar, donde el ritmo y la música no paran de sonar.
Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. Your attention, please. By the end of the third day of the Trofeu Ribeiro, this is the time to distinguish on several grounds those who in the Sea of Calheta are over a lifetime of passion for the sports, helping to promote the big game fishing in Madeira. This year we will distinguish a captain that is recognized and was one of the most experienced fishermen in Madeira. He spent 20 years on commercial fishing in South Africa before returning to Madeira, his birthplace, in 1982. It was then that he met Roddy Hayes and became the captain of the Anguilla. His first season on board of the Anguilla was one of the most successful ever since, by capturing and scoring over 80 blue marlin. Later, he was the captain of the boats Lara Jade and Margarita. And during this time, he had about 20 branders. He is now the captain of boat Balancal, the boat that runs for over 5 years. That captain is Mr. Aníbal Fernandes, que está ali. With us, we have a well-known IGFA certified captain, whose presence is an honor to Madeira and to this organization. We all know, how important you are for the big game fishing in Madeira. How many achievements and the relevant contribution that you have given to us. I have to emphasize your effort and work to promote Madeira as an important destination for the big game fishing. It is my honor to give this tribute to Mr. Peter Bristow, please. For the first time in Madeira and in this tournament, we established a trophy called the Trophy Skipper. It was established from among all captains and skippers of the vessels involved. They voted, and the result of this vote, and the skipper, the trophy skipper of the third trophy, António Ribeiro, 2010, goes to Aníbal Fernandes. Due to the absence of any blue marlin in this 2 days competition, we will not distinguish a winner. But those who will be lucky in the draft, anglers and teams who will score for the classification purpose in the other leagues and circuits. The draft will be made by the Harbour Master Commander Amaral Frazão. He will take from this cup the third place, then the second place, and then the winner. And the third place is our Mary. And the second place is Pipeline. Drawn as the winner, the team is Uau Açores. A equipa vencedora ganha também o prémio Tracy Melton, que é um conjunto de amostras no valor aproximado de $500. É muito grande. Recebe também o primeiro prémio, 3 amostras secadas.
Exemplo, portanto, no verificado ano passado, a equipa vencedora ganha também o acesso ao México e, portanto, peço também novamente ao capitão, por favor, de vir tratar.
As last year, and because this tournament is the IGFA qualification tournament, the winner team gets the permission to enter the competition, please. Chamar o capitão do segundo classificado. I would like to ask the captain from Team Pipeline to receive also an award of lures. I ask the captain from our Mary to collect also 3 second lures, please. For all teams and participants, we would like them to award your presence in this tournament with a trophy.
nuevas pasiones y emociones tocan mi puerta. Se te abrirá otro mundo. Bienvenidos a mi fiesta que enseguida va a empezar, donde el ritmo y la música no paran de sonar. No te escondas, no temas sentir calor y alegría. Abre los ojos, tu sueño no es fantasía. Bienvenidos a mi fiesta que enseguida va a empezar, donde el ritmo y la música no paran de sonar. Siempre, cariño mío.
Vamos terminar a nossa cerimónia, que já vai extensa, não deixando de agradecer à Câmara Municipal da Calheta, à Sociedade de Desenvolvimento da Porta do Oeste, pelo apoio e pelo conforto que nos dão. Muito obrigado e, independentemente de não haver peixe, estes eventos também contribuem para uma questão social. Nós revemos aqui amigos anualmente e isso é de salutar. Não me vou adiantar, acho que estão todos de parabéns, o peixe foi melhor que nós, não será assim para o ano, esperamos. Vou passar o microfone ao Sr. Eduardo Cunha, Presidente da Federação Portuguesa de Pesca Desportiva do Alto Mar, que tem uma pequena recordação para esta sua passagem.
Muito obrigado, Augusto. Uma boa noite. A Federação Portuguesa de Pesca Desportiva do Alto Mar sente-se grata pelo facto da Sociedade de Desenvolvimento Ponta do Oeste ter aceito este repto e nós podemos incluir como primeira mão no nosso Campeonato Nacional de Pesca Grossa da Federação Portuguesa de Pesca Desportiva do Alto Mar este torneio. É um prazer para nós estar cá, é um prazer para nós podermos ter este torneio na nossa organização. Muito obrigado. Nós tínhamos uma pequena lembrança, mas antes deixem-me dizer-lhes só algumas palavras. É que é dos encontros e desencontros dos mares que nos fica esta amizade e toda esta gratidão, mesmo para além das madeiras. Muito obrigado, meus senhores.
Pasiones y emociones toca mi puerta. Se te abrirá otro mundo. Bienvenidos a mi fiesta que enseguida va a empezar, donde el ritmo y la música no paran de sonar. No te escondas, sentir calor y alegría. Abre los ojos, tu sueño no es fantasía. Bienvenidos a